Hi everyone! I'm so excited that today is finally here, and I know I've been telling you guys that I would all do a virtual walkthrough for those who couldn't make it and those who want to relive it. So here I am. I want to give you a little bit of background before we go and see what's behind this door. In 2019, December of 2019, I created an impossible goal for myself. An impossible goal is, well, let me back up. My husband and I have been doing some life coaching, which has been super amazing for both of us. But as part of that, we both created impossible goals. And mine was to, let me just read this, because so mine was to learn all I could about photography and host an exhibition in my home of my best images. And what you're going to see are 17 of those. I've put a lot of work into it. I actually didn't even know how to work my camera in December of 2019. So I've spent the past year going all over the earth, not all over the earth, but I've spent a lot of time outdoors and learning a lot. And I hope I'm probably gonna get emotional because it's been a really amazing experience for myself and growth-wise for myself personally. So let me take you inside. Welcome to my first ever photography exhibition called Portraits of Home. Let's go. Home. I'm just going to read each one so that you guys can hear it and then I can, see it eventually. Home, a word I now understand with greater clarity. A word that for me invokes feelings of security, happiness, joy, comfort, peace, and love. Actually being stuck at home this year has enabled me to deepen my relationship with my home and the people in it. It's been a blessing I never anticipated. With the onset of the pandemic, my international travel plans fizzled and gave birth to a curiosity to find beautiful places close to home. Keeping to the safety of the outdoors, I explored nearby Bee Creek and discovered its ever-changing landscape. It's been a place I feel at peace in as I witness a spectacular sunrise or even a surprise snow. Yes, in Texas. Though I have called Texas home for over 5 years, I have finally allowed myself the chance to appreciate its natural places. Venturing out within a few hours' drive to some amazing state parks, my family and I grew to love even more of our Texas home. I walk in these new-to-me places, and my love for this beautiful state is deepened. I feel more at home than ever before. Along with Texas, there are some places I will always call home. Virginia is one of these places. It's where my husband Taylor and I grew up, where we raised our own children, and where we've grown together as individuals. This growth is infused into the countless memories of beach trips with friends and family, or picking apples every fall overlooking the Shenandoah Mountains. Reflecting on these experiences stirs the happiness, comfort, and joy I felt all those years in our Virginia home. Okay, so here is number one. Well, I won't number them all, but this is titled Home. It's our local creek, Bee Creek. And that was taken in April of 2020. These are all 2020. Well, except for one, but April.
So why'd you choose this place?
It's just around the corner and I love it. It's just such an interesting place to go and it really does change all the time.
Yeah. This is our family swimming hole. So at the end, there's actually a little drop off where we go and jump in, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly. Oh, this is the other side of it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's a secret swimming hole.
It's the secret swimming hole.
And this is actually the same place, but we got a surprise snow in January. Not this past one. We've had more since, but this was a really amazing experience to be out in this in Texas at my creek. I love this place. That was January of this year. This is the only one from 2021, but
So you said that you've got, what, 17
Yes.
pictures here? How many pictures did you take in 2020, do you
I
think?
don't know. I probably have 9,000, but so,
For real?
Well, just in my Lightroom catalog, but I have a high shutter count on my camera now, so yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, it took a lot of practice and over again, and most of them I don't like. But I think I had to do a lot of work in my mind to move past that and see the ones that I really thought were beautiful.
Yeah.
So, this is from a Lost Maples State Park. I call it Lost in the Maples. So, yeah, we did a overnight camping trip in the fall, and fall is early November for us here in Texas. And these trees are just gorgeous.
It reminded us of Virginia, so this goes back to the Virginia theme.
Yeah,
because there wasn't a lot of places in Texas where we could go and get colors.
Yeah.
And then you found out about this one, and sure enough, lots of colors.
And look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So, and in the spirit of exploration, I started planning all of these day trips to state parks. And even now, it's very hard to get reservations. You have to have reservations to go to these state parks. So I started getting, reservations and then letting my husband know that we were going. So anyway, so this is Colorado Bend State Park, and this is called Gorman Falls, and it empties into the river. But I just thought it was beautiful, and this is called Unveiled, and it's very hidden. There's a lot of growth around it now, so I kind of wanted to capture that tree growth around it, but I didn't want to head in any further and damage any of the landscape to get a closer image.
I told people this was one of my favorites, and part of it is, I love the colors that are part of it, but also I know how hard it was to get the picture because of just that they had part of it blocked off because it was a very delicate area, and so you weren't able to get further closer, and then you had all this other greenery that was in the way.
Yeah.
And it was just really, really a difficult shot that Brie came up with, which was really great, and it's really beautiful. So it's just one of
we won't talk about the technical of how it gets done, but
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So so in October, I actually took a trip with a friend because I lived in Virginia. I have a lot of fond memories there, and my friend and I took a little girls' weekend and went to Virginia Beach. She and I have taken our kids there a lot, and so this one is Virginia Beach, and it's called We Meet Again. It had been a long time since I had been to the coast, and I think that says it all. I love the ocean. So
I was jealous of that trip because
Sorry.
I haven't been to Virginia Beach in so long.
Soon. On the same trip, I knew there were a lot of fall colors going on, and I just love these mountains. I read about picking apples overlooking these mountains, and I think Virginia is a beautiful place. So this is Shenandoah National Park. And I just drove one morning super early, and this is actually my favorite time of day, this twilight blue hour before the sun really comes up. So I just wanted to capture that and share it.
It's my favorite part of day too. I'm usually in bed and it's warm and,
and I am
comfortable, and Brie is up taking
and
pictures.
I like to be out in the
There's that.
My personal foundation of the word home is where I began my life and spent my formative years. California is an amazing state with a diverse landscape. Yes, I'm a California girl. That I am appreciating even more now that I live away from it. I crave the security I feel when I'm physically there to enjoy its beauty and connect with family. I just always want to go back. My parents' home in the mountains has always been a peaceful place to relax from regular life. Though my dad passed away years ago, there are still many reminders of him there. I couldn't resist a short visit in November to feel that small connection with my dad, spend some quality time with my mom, and grow relationships with some sisters. Both my mom and I love the ocean, as I said before. She grew up on the coast near LA. So she and I made a short trip up the coast to Big Sur as past emotions of feeling secure at home resurfaced. I felt the peace, love, and the joy of just being together. While planning this visit, I wanted to spend time with two of my sisters. One I know well, and another I wanted to know better. While camping for a long weekend in Death Valley National Park, we had the in-person opportunity to reminisce on our home life. From that weekend, we became better friends as adults and agree it was such a happy time together. Really was fun. I'm so grateful for digital devices to continue to grow these family relationships from afar. And this is an image from Big Sur. It's called Coastal Dreams because I just am always dreaming of being there again. And then dreaming of when I'm going to come back. And this one is from a beach in Ventura, California, and it's called Approaching Peace. And I wanted to, when I was looking at this, I was thinking, is the peace approaching me or am I approaching it?
I can tell all of you that also Brie loves rocks. We have rocks from almost everywhere we've been around
Except
the
there.
world. And they're uncatalogued. And often I will find in my suitcase rocks that were snuck in after I said, no more rocks.
All the rocks. And guess what? More rocks.
That's right.
So this is called Midas. It's from Death Valley. I just was in this place for sunrise, and the light was catching the side of this rock formation, almost like it was touched by Midas.
Mm.
And then there's a place called Badwater Basin in Death Valley, and it has all of these salt formations. It's below sea level. It's just a super cool place, and I wanted to just, again, this is my favorite time of day, either before the sun comes up, and then in this case after the sun goes down. But these salt formations are just super cool. Gosh, the earth is just so interesting. And then this is my mother's house in Tehachapi, California, and I called this one Dawn of Possibilities because it actually is the morning that my sisters and I headed out for our camping trip, and I just felt like the morning is always like a rebirth, but also we have a lot of possibilities in our lives, every time we start our day. So, right?
It's a good one.
We have all the possibilities.
You sure do.
Yeah. I'm learning that all the time. I have learned that home isn't just a place of residence, but can also be a place where my heart is. I get to choose where and why I feel the emotions of joy, comfort, security, peace, happiness, and love. Taylor, my husband, behind the camera, once worked a few months away from our family in Washington State because I love him. I love the place he temporarily called home. Those feelings were intensified as we visited that beautiful state last year. I will always feel at home when we are together. Don't cry. I also choose to feel at home when I am near special family members. My mother-in-law, Mary, is one of these special people. Not just because she's Taylor's mother, but because she has a beautiful heart that loves everyone, including me. Mary loves her state of Georgia, and because of that, so do I. Near the end of the year, I solidified my thoughts that home is also where my children and friends are. We spent Christmas time in Nevada, laughing, cooking, eating, playing games, and having fun outside. Sharing a Christmas sunset with my daughter at Valley of Fire State Park was a favorite experience. It was a magical, joyous evening. These happy memories, miles away from our house in Texas, also feel like home. Though I've spent time in the company of family and friends in many states during the last year, I have also had hours to myself out in nature with only my thoughts and my camera. I felt compelled to deepen my understanding of myself and my photography by taking a solo trip to New Mexico. I strengthened my photography skills, but even more importantly, I learned to love all of my thoughts. I learned how to feel peace and comfort alone, and I learned that I can feel the joy and happiness of my home anywhere as the dog runs around the house. Truly, it's been a really awesome journey this year. So, this is Washington State in the Palouse region, and it's I call this Sun's Farewell. This is from June, and it was just a really cool sunset, and I don't know what to say about it. It's just one of those moments I was like, I think we've all had that. I have to capture it.
Yeah.
So, and this is called Viva La Verde. I think we were both, because Taylor is with me, we were both just blown away at this landscape and how when the sun touches all of these rolling hills, and these are wheat fields, that it's just awesome.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty.
Yeah.
There was actually a patchwork of different types of different type of crops, and so this was wheat, but when you looked out, there was other kinds, and they had different colors. Yellow canola and other stuff. So there was a lot of. I think you probably got a lot of really good shots from that trip. So it's probably hard to whittle down to a couple pictures.
Yeah, it kind of was. It's kind of a little paradise.
Yeah.
So I just called this Providence because I just think that describes it. So this is Providence Canyon State Park it's in Georgia, and I just think it's super cool that this place exists in Georgia. I would have never thought. I feel like it's like someplace on like, I don't know, maybe more northeast or out west. I don't know, but not Georgia.
It was cool. So. It was a cool hike.
Oh, and I want to tell a little bit about this photo. I took this in early February, and I was out visiting her with my son. I had something else going on, but this is one of my very first images that I took that I really liked after getting my camera and learning all the things. So, and then also this is the first image that I really edited. It took me, I've done multiple editions of it, but I spent all day on it one day and multiple hours just working on learning all kinds of different editing skills. And so that's why this one's really important to me. So it represents a lot of work.
So let me just really quick, I'll talk about, we're walking around, you can't really see the whole place, but you can kind of see these palettes, and we've kind of turned our home into a gallery. This was Brie's vision as well, so I think the aesthetics of the environment make the difference too. But we've had a lot of help. We had some great friends help us. We had some friends help to build some of these. We had some friends that already had some, and we had, our son Brendan that helped to set these up. So this was a project in and of itself, but
and I think,
big part of it.
I think too, like this. I think anytime you make a huge goal, it doesn't just. I mean, this was me pushing all, doing all of the things, but also so many people have offered help and support and cheered me on. And, I know my husband, Taylor, he's been super supportive in all of it. And all the
Yeah,
things.
and that's a great point. Like that's been the case through your whole journey here. Like you've gotten to know some really great photographers who've been very generous in
Yes.
giving you feedback and tips and learning and invitations and
So
all those
supportive.
things.
The community's been
Yeah,
really
it's been a
supportive.
really, really great community,
I've-
impressive community.
yeah,
from that perspective.
It's been really awesome.
Yeah.
So this is from Nevada, from Valley of Fire State Park. I call this Rock Regalo because this is the evening that my daughter and I spent together. And regalo actually means present in Spanish. So, and of course I love rocks. And so this was like the gift the rocks gave us.
Yeah.
So.
Valley of Fire State Park was one of my favorite places. You know, I know you really liked White Sands, which we'll get to here in a second, but Valley of Fire, there was just something about that place that really was calming for me, and it was so diverse in what it looked like. Really cool. If anybody gets a chance to go, Valley of Fire State Park in Nevada, it's spectacular.
And this is another one. Actually, I'm coming out with a series. This was the first in the series called Ode to Rocks. And so I have multiples of my Ode to Rocks, but this is number one.
Yeah. And this is Valley of Fire State Park as well.
Yes. Oh, and December. And this is from my solo trip. This is my I call it Sand Solitude. It's just an awesome experience to be alone in all of these dunes all by yourself. Legitimately, I was by myself.
How many times have you been to White Sands?
3.
3? Yeah,
But
it's like one of your favorite places to
it
go
is
take
one of my
pictures.
favorite. Yeah, I just so you know, I'm planning a solo trip every year. But I think it's awesome to be able to spend time alone with your own thoughts, and I wanted to not be afraid of that, and I wanted to think about what I wanted as a photographer. And this trip, I actually decided that I was a photographer, and so that's really important to me. I felt like this was a turning point in my whole journey. So, and that was, I think, at the end of August. So, and then it wasn't that long ago. So, so anyway, it's my favorite image, which is why I made it big.
Yeah.
So, but
So everybody, tell us what your favorite image is. Would love to hear.
yes, absolutely.
I tried to get close to these so you can see more of the detail. One of the other things that Brie hasn't mentioned is that she did all of her own printing as well.
Oh, yes.
And there's a whole field of expertise around learning how to print digital photography.
Yes.
And it is way more involved and way more technical than anybody, I think, could ever imagine. Everything from calibrating your monitor to, just all of the
There's so many
little
little
details
technical
and
things.
paper selection and all of that. It's been
It became.
a journey.
I thought I would just buy a printer and it would be easy, and then I discovered that wasn't it. But that's all part of the journey, and I think there have been a lot of things that I've had to I have a new camera. Wait a minute, how do I do that? And so, I think anytime we set a huge goal for ourselves, there's always these steps that could get frustrating and feel hard to do at times. And so it's how we, it really is how we talk to ourselves and how we, process all of that along the way. So this is my last part. It's just a part of what I did here at home. So I'll just read it. I have shared my journey from the past year, and now I would love for you to share a few things. And this is what I'm asking people who actually physically come here to do. Where you feel most at home. So I've asked people to put this on cards. What's your favorite image? And then if they have any other thoughts. So, and then most important, thank you so much for your support as I completed this impossible goal. Because really this goal doesn't come to be unless I get to share it with everyone. So I'm super grateful that I could do this and share it with all of you. And don't ask me what's next because I really don't know. I'm just going to keep taking pictures.
I love it.
So that is it. And Thank you so much for letting me share this with you.